Quiet on the set.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Action!
I was excited. I pressed play right away. I didn't even know this was dropping on HBO Max. Last night, pressed play, and I was up in the wee hours of the morning watching this movie. And here's the thing. So I watched the whole movie roughly from 2 a.m. to 4 a.m. Sleep for about 2 hours. I gotta be in the office around 7 o'clock. This is all because with a lot of my IT stuff, and I think I've been drama dumping a little bit too much about work on this podcast. But guys, Peter A. DeLuca here. Cheers. I got some nice iced coffee. Thank you for being here. It's the Film Buff Podcast coming to you from the one and only Philadelphia, PA, with one of the most chaotic 250th celebrations imaginable. My phone was warm all day just from friends, families, and yes, some of you, some of the AKAPADers and film buffers were even out there. The updates, and it was just insane. I'm happy it's over. It just seems like a true run of the worst luck possible happened this past weekend. But we get a silver lining. This movie drops. I press play. It's late at night. I'm super excited. At this point, I know I'm going to sleep for only a few hours, but I got to get back into the office to continue some of the work from the weekend. So I have a little bit of a plan of action. Get through this movie. 2026, Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Written and directed by Lee Cronin. Now, Lee Cronin, I would say the universe fell in love with this dude from... I just want to be clear. He made Evil Dead. Evil Dead Rise. That shook the world. I mean, it's... in 2023, Evil Dead Rise comes out. And it was just like this breath of fresh air moved through American horror. I've always said, and we see it now with Obsession and Backrooms, all new filmmakers, American cinema runs through American horror. With that said, Lee Cronin instantly he gave himself like a Hollywood star with the release of that movie. A lot of the internet geeky geeks, absolutely. I think, right, overlove, overhype, overrated Evil Dead series, Army of Darkness. I'm not saying those films aren't innovative, entertaining, and just fun to watch, but the type of adulation that they get does not complement the level of love. Like we can all agree, movies are entertaining. I'm not very much entertained by Evil Dead or Army of Darkness, but I think what Lee was able to do with Evil Dead Rise was elevate the idea of the franchise into something more adult. And once he was able to land that plane, and look, AK Powers in 2026 and 2028, we're going to get 2 more Evil Dead movies. I think there's now 3 or 4 spin-offs since Evil Dead Rise. That's how monumental the talent of Lee Cronin was. There was like a clear hype. There was a clear excitement when he was attached to this movie with James Wan, who I absolutely adore. And then what happens is this movie comes out. The only thing you really hear about it was the choice of the young kid was a good idea. The mummy in The Mummy is a possessed young girl. The girl's only like 8 years old, and she's got this like 1,000 plus 4,000-year-old demon like in her, and the girl's just wreaking havoc on her family. What individuals wanted was the genius of Evil Dead Rise, but they didn't want Evil Dead. They didn't want possession or any of these notes that we can compare to The Exorcist or Poltergeist. People wanted originality. They wanted to be blown away, and they wanted it to be this little girl. And then what happens is the movie drops, and then everyone kind of runs around, right? Like with the chickens with their head cut off. That's the best scenario. And they want to forget that this movie has a through line. This movie has its own built-in rules and lore. It all makes sense. It's sequel worthy. It's violent as hell, gruesome, imagery that does not leave you. I mean, the grandmother being eaten alive by dogs is just insane. And we get ourselves a pretty cool ending. We get ourselves an ending knowing everything that's about to happen, meaning we know the rules. To me, this is a through line. Now, we get the girl Katie. Katie in this movie is one of the best creature designs I've ever seen. This girl, the way that I don't even know if it's like CGI, animatronic, or what, or if it is a girl with this level of makeup on her face. I can't tell. It's so realistic. We get innovative creature design. I'm just in awe. Dark, moody. We're in, I believe we're in Mexico or New Mexico. We're in Cairo, Egypt. We have all the cool, fun Egyptian lore. And then I guess comparing some of it to Sinister and Weapons, and Bring Her Back, right? Are all three of those movies where they have a VHS tape that that wraps up the ritual, so we get to finally see the ritual at the end. We get a scholar in this movie again, a little bit of a nod to Sinister, where Ethan Hawke, not Ethan Hunt from Mission Impossible, but Ethan Hawke, the actor, he gets Vincent D'Onofrio on the internet to talk about Badu, and Badu is the sinister force in Sinister, and a nice professor to lay everything out. We have all of those scenes in this, but really, this whole movie comes down to the sacrifice of the father and the guilt of the father, and parents who they have so much guilt over a mistake. They screwed up. They want it back. Now their daughter's back. After 8 years, the daughter gets kidnapped, and we don't know what happened to her. And it's all told, and it's all fantastic. We understand that father's sacrifice. We understand the family's guilt. We understand the family not quite there with being able to move on. This is good storytelling. This is good direction. This is a wild, fun, entertaining movie where the center, this demon girl, kid, is there. Now, is it the Mummy? We got notes. We got some mummy tropes, like mummy tropes. There's got to be a sandstorm. There's a sandstorm in this movie. We have ribbons. We have, I love there's like this relic temple that you see in the beginning of the movie, and it's like the tip of this black pyramid. And it's just the idea that this black triangle obelisk, if you will, is part of a bigger structure that's underneath everything. Like, like real demon lore type stuff. I don't know, AKAPADers. I was highly entertained. I planned out my day today, because if you're listening to this on Tuesday, I watched this movie back to back. I planned out my whole work morning to put this movie on as soon as I got into work so I could follow the rules. Not a lot of horror movies inspire me or get a level of interest enough, but I'm watching this and I was well aware of a lot of the criticisms, and I'm trying to track where people kind of attacked it, and some of it's true. Like it is me. It does kind of not grab you until the end, but I like. Some people call it the Conjuring ending, where furniture's flying all over the place, people are screaming, and there's some ritual taking place, or some correction ritual where someone's like babbling from a book to put the spirit to bed, right? But that's how Exorcist wraps up, guys. Come on. Yeah, AKAPADers. I was just entertained. I like the rules of this movie. I like The violence, I think it's great character design, and I just think everyone in the movie's there. Does the family make stupid decisions? Yes, but it is a horror movie. That's part of the fun of it. Full recommendation. Might be the only person out there recommending Lee Cronin's The Mummy. I love you guys. Rock and roll.
Okay, that's a wrap.